folks, how you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce. I thought I had that taken care of this morning. Sorry. Yeah, this is Wayne S. Pierce, 15th of August, 2019. How you doing? Are you good? Are you happening? Are you there? Have you, being a one-man operation, folks, I'm telling you, there are certain buttons you just don't want to push. Or, you got to remember that the music is up and you have to turn it down. Yeah. You know, when I record these things, every once in a while I make mistakes, so I have to go back and delete it and re-record it. And it's, yeah, you know. Sorry for that silence, folks. Still dealing with the sinus thing, you know. Anyway, what is, excuse me, what is happening today? What is going on today? Well, here's something from ABC13.com. And it's interesting because you never thought in like years that you would ever want to have your city or your state make a law that would, you know, that basically would call into question common sense. Right? You would never think that common sense would now be thrown aside, put aside for a law that, well, really, when you use common sense, you really don't need a law. Right? I mean, well, a new Texas law makes stealing packages off of porches a felony. A warning to those who have a career out of stealing packages off of porches. You could go to prison. This is from the 19th of June, 2019. By Courtney Fisher over at ABC13.com. A new Texas law set to go into effect the 1st of September will make it a felony to steal anything considered mail, including letters, postcards, packages, or other sealed items. Excuse me. It's a first-degree felony if you steal from more than 50 people, a second-degree felony if you steal from 20 to 50 people, and a state felony if you steal from less than 10 people. By the way, it is a federal law that says that you cannot open somebody else's mail. It's federal law. It's against the law for you to even tamper with other people's mail. Under House Bill 37, if you're caught and convicted, you can spend anywhere from 6 months to 10 years in prison. You could also have to deal with a hefty fine ranging from $4,000 to $10,000. Retail giant Amazon is also a huge fan of the new law. The company says it will back and push for similar bills in other states. Unfortunately, people stealing packages off porches is all too common. Just 2 days ago, a neighbor in Houston's First Ward shared Ring doorbell video. The Ring, what is that? The that thing you put on the door, and it's brand name Ring, I guess. It's a doorbell video, and they saw a woman with a purple ponytail wanted in at least 3 package thefts. Police are now working to identify her. Excuse me. Again, common sense thrown out the door. Common sense thrown out the door. And it's up on my page, Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. 5 people liked it. I said, how about a city or county law that says if you're caught or seen on camera stealing packages, you go to jail for 90 days and pay a $1,000 fine. If you're caught again, 6 months in jail and a $2,500 fine. Third time, done. But now it just goes one step further than that. The state of Texas is just saying anything under, 10 times that you steal packages or mail or whatever out of somebody's yard or whatever, you're going to prison. It's a class 1 felony. You're going to prison. Problem is, let me tell you what the problem is with laws. People don't care. People do not care. And it's difficult to even enforce a law that has been enacted when people find ways to circumvent that law. Go down the list. You're probably thinking of a few things yourself. Go down the list. Trust me. You make a law, people are going to find a way to circumvent it. People are going to go to their politicians or whatever. That's one way of doing it. Or people are just going to give the big middle finger to that law and say, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway. That's 2 extremes. Now you go in the middle and people are going to use common sense and go, oh, crap, I better not, do that. Let me go here because this has been in the news for the last 24 hours. Google engineer goes public, devastating tech giant. Project Veritas founder explains that what bombshell documents mean for future of big tech. So that's a video. There's really no article to that. It's a video that you guys need to see. So I'm putting it up on Facebook, on Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. There's another video I want to put up because I saw this too earlier this morning, and it's just something I want to put up. It's up on my page at Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. Let me, in the last 24 hours in Philadelphia, there was a shooting. Several cops were hurt, but they were, went to the hospital and they're fine. Suspect that shot 6 Philadelphia police officers in a wild shootout finally surrenders. The arrest ended a dramatic hours-long standoff in which 6 officers were wounded by gunfire while another was hurt in a crash. A member of the SWAT team shot tear gas into the home on North 15th and Butler Streets around midnight. The suspect, identified by police as 36-year-old Maurice Hill of Philadelphia, then walked out of the home and was taken into custody by police. He was taken to Temple University Hospital for evaluation. And people on the left, I don't want to get angry or yell or whatever, but people on the left are yelling for more gun control. Okay. Let me translate that phrase for you, gun control. From the left perspective, gun control. Let me translate that for you. Confiscation. That's what they want because they want the guns. They don't want us to have them. Okay. That's simply put. They don't really care about your safety except when it comes to them trying to keep you safe, which they don't, because what they do is, if you're conservative or talk about making America great again, or you're a Trump supporter, you're not only racist, you're a criminal. That's from the democratic socialist, leftist, deep state, shadow government perspective. And as far as I'm concerned, we the people have a few things to say about that. And we're going to be looking, and basically the left is going to have to shut the hell up, because number one, they have no idea what they're talking about. They never have, they never will. You can just go look at the fake news of CNN. Don Lemon has just been accused of sexual harassment or whatever the hell it was. And, no, who watches CNN anymore? So, so Fox News is like just probably given up on any type of credible journalism, because now they're talking about Britney Spears going to Target 80 times in 1 year. So, I mean, there's no common sense anymore. There's no common sense anymore. For something as simple as not stealing packages off a porch and thinking, well, maybe. No, now there's a Texas law that says you're going to prison if you do that. Does it have to get that bad? Does it have to get that bad? And when I say bad, I use that in air quotes. Let me rephrase that. Are people so stupid that they're just going to do anything anyway, regardless of whether there's a law or not? Yeah, pretty much. And I'll tell you why. Because look at all the laws pertaining to insider trading on the New York Stock Exchange. And look at what Congress does. Tell me again how you can go to Congress as a freshman congressman making $175,000 a year, and then by the time you get out in 4 years or maybe 8 years, you're a freaking millionaire. It's called insider trading. Yeah, that's what they do. Oh, there are people invest in. No. It's just you connect the dots, follow the money, look who's behind all this. Examine the players in this huge political theater. Look who's reading the script and the mainstream propagandists. Look who's supplying the script. Look at and CNN has been caught doing this, the green screen behind them. Look at all of that. You got to look at everything. You just can't take a portion of what is out there and say, oh yeah, this is it. No, you can't. You got to look at everything. You ever been to an art gallery and seen something that you see this painting and you're like, wow, I really like this painting. I really like how this landscape and that house and oh look, a horse. But your eyes never go to. They go to the obvious things that you can understand what they are, but they never go to those things that are obscure. Like the person behind a tree, or the goat up on the mountain, or how the sunrise makes the lake look, the water is on the lake and it makes it look like a flower in the reflection of this. You don't look at these little obscure things. I do. Okay. Because all of that is in that painting. And when you understand symbolism and you understand what that is and you look at it and you examine it with intuitive processes and understanding symbolism and all of this, you're not going to like what you see. Or you're going to like what you see, depending upon your perspective. And it's all about perspective. Where you're standing, Just stand in the middle of a room. Here, I'll give you I'll give you an exercise. Stand in the middle of your room and just look straight ahead. Don't turn your head. Don't turn around. Don't do it. Don't move your eyes. Just stare straight ahead. That's a perspective. Now you can turn around and look and stand in other parts of the room and do the same thing and move your head and look around. That's your perspectives. You get that in art. That's the first thing you learn in art class. When you draw buildings, you have to look at the perspectives. There's, I think, 7 or 8. Someone correct me on that. Perspectives. What you see, what you perceive, your perceptions are there, and you see those things for what they are. It's your mind that interprets them based upon the things you can compare it to. You see a lion. Well, that's a big-ass cat. Because you know this. That's of the feline persuasion, and it's a huge freaking lion with a giant mane with huge paws that can kill you. Your little cat in your living room is just going to lick you to death. Same type of creature. One's just bigger than the other. Perspective, perception, interpretation. If you cannot use those 3 things in life, go to a cave somewhere and just sit up there and go find a fishing hole somewhere and just go fish. Because why are you even engaging in life if you don't want to know the answers? How can you go through life and move through your things if you cannot understand what those things are? I learned this when I was a freaking teenager and I was studying stuff back then. I was studying all kinds of things. By the time I got out of high school and graduated, people were wondering. They were wondering about me. It's like, oh, he's got this, he's oh, yeah. Now they call it ADD, ADHD, some sort of learning disability. No. I was just a hell of a lot smarter and much more aware of what was going on when I was in school. When I was in the 9th grade, I was doing 12th grade math and college level English, equivalent to somebody being in college for a year and a half. I was in the 9th grade. I was 14. So yeah, I was a hell of a lot smarter than everybody in my class. But why didn't I just get A's and go to college and do it? I was bored. Like I said, they now call it daydreaming. They used to call it daydreaming. Now they call it ADD, ADHD, whatever. Some sort of, they need, this, and, they need to get some psychological profile on that person, on that kid, because, he's got something wrong. No, he's just smarter than you. Okay? You know why they do that in school? And I wanted to talk about this too. You know why they do that in the school? And why they tell the parents, your kid might have ADD. Do you know why? Because the school, through the education system, based upon the things that were told to them by the NEA, National Education Administration, they want everybody on the same level. They want everyone on the same level. There is no exceptionalism anymore. There's nothing like that anymore. Hell, 2 years after I graduated high school, I think it was like 2 years, they had what's called MGM, Mentally Gifted Minds. Well, that program lasted I don't know how long, but why not? If you have a kid in school and he's excelled beyond the current level of his education at that point in that grade, why not move him forward? Now, of course, parents are going to say, because that's too much pressure on a kid. Statistics have already shown that's not true. Go look them up. I'm not going to give them to you. You go look them up. So, yeah. Mama didn't raise no fool, and Grandma taught me better, and I'm a very well-educated human being. And let me tell you something. I'm seeing so much ignorance in people that it is just driving me out of my mind. Ignorance in not only in the sense of they just don't know, but in the sense that they're ignoring the obvious. Okay? And this is why I say, if common sense has been pushed aside for the state of Texas to say we have to create a law that says it's a felony to steal packages off of porches, something is wrong in the education system. It's common sense not to steal stuff. But see, people who think that they can get away with everything because they're narcissistic or basically extremely sociopathic, they think they can get away with it. What they forget, actually what they're not using their common sense for, is the fact that now people have cameras all over their freaking homes. Okay? So there's no common sense in these people. Hell, I know people who have an IQ a lot larger than mine who have absolutely no common sense whatsoever. They have this innate inability to ever do things that are common. I know people who are clinical geniuses, higher IQs than I have, that don't even work on their own cars because they don't know anything about cars. Now, somebody would say, well, maybe they don't want to. Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. But aren't they smart enough to figure out things? Interesting. So, Texas makes this law. It's a felony to steal packages off of porches and all that. Well, it's already a federal law that you can't open other people's mail or get into their mailbox. What the hell is Texas doing? They're finally cracking down on something that usually would take common sense to tell you not to do. And Amazon is backing that bill. Amazon is backing the bill. Amazon.com is backing that bill. Okay? And it just, to me, and I'm just going to put it out here. To me, for someone to not even use common sense and think, oh, it's not right to steal stuff, I would think that, yes, there would have to be a law slapping their hand, telling them, no, don't do that. I'm trying to find the article now, but Amazon backs the bill that Texas is putting through. And they're also encouraging other states to do the same thing. Okay? Now, here's another question pertaining to that very thing of common sense. How many times a day do you use it? Well, if you even have a number, just say, yeah, I use it like 6 times a day. Yeah, you are just you need some education. Common sense is a daily 24-hour thing, and if you can't use it 24/7, if you can't use it when certain situations arise, and you think, and you discern, and you work, and you do, if you can't use it all the time, something wrong with you. I'm blunt and in your face, and that's just the way it is. I don't make apologies for what I say. Honestly, I don't. Number one, I don't have to. Number two, there's no reason to. Okay. CNN praised for gun control during coverage of police standoff in Philadelphia. Without any facts or details, network promoted the need for gun control. Again, let me translate that phrase for you. Gun control, from the left perspective, gun control, confiscation. I don't even know. No. Shh, quiet. Sit back, relax, because you're wrong. I, myself personally, full transparency here, believe that people who have seen psychiatrists or have some sort of mental disorder or some sort of mental incapability of doing things should not have a gun. I totally and absolutely agree with that. Totally. I don't have a problem with people who are crazy not having a gun. I'm good with that. Okay? I use crazy in air quotes. But you know what I mean. While admitting that it had virtually no details about an active shooter engaged with police in Philadelphia Wednesday night, CNN immediately called for more gun control and even used the opportunity to promote Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris's gun control proposals. There you go. CNN is just completely and totally worthless. I'm just going to say it right now. And yes, you folks over on Spotify listening to this, I'm going to say this. I understand you're going to say it's only my opinion, but I encourage you to go look this stuff up yourself because it's on my, go look at the articles I'm putting up on Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. Go ahead. It's all right there. I'm not telling you something that isn't true. Okay? It's all right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And before I mention this, I'm going to go to break. Yeah, my nose is starting to, I'm going to cough here in a few seconds if I don't stop. So folks, I'm going to go on break. Be right back. Don't go away. New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com, newwestproductions.weebly.com, the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com. The UFO phenomenon. Go to mtufophenomenon.weebly.com. This is New West Radio Productions. Go to the website at newwestproductions.weebly.com. Join Michael Vera on Late Night in the Midlands. He covers everything. Go to latenightinthemidlands.com. Hey folks, welcome back. Hello. I'm going to take a little break here in just a couple of minutes for the network, Spreaker. So there you go. So wanted to let you know you can contact me at New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else for that matter, go to the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com for more information. I'll talk to you in a bit. Hey folks, welcome back. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show. You can go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com. You can email me at newwestradioproduktions@outlook.com. Yes, that's how you get a hold of me. I'm a one-man operation here, so if you want to contribute, please do. You can contribute through PayPal, paypal.me/New West Radio, paypal.me/New West Radio. You can also, if you don't like PayPal, you can go through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/New West Productions, patreon.com/New West Productions. Hey, check out another show after this one, of course. Check out another show, if you would, The Matlock Show. That's L-O-C-K-E. The Matlock Show. M-A-T-T-L-O-C-K-E. TheMatlockShow.com. Check him out. Yeah, awesome guy. I started following him, heard what he had to say, and I like the guy. I like the guy there. You know what I'm saying there, right? So check him out. Matlock. M-A-T-T-L-O-C-K-E. TheMatlockShow.com. Tell him I sent you. You like independent music from all around the world, from independent artists? Go check out a friend of mine, Mr. Tom Slick, over at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. He hosts The Morning Brew, playing all your hits from around the world from all your independent musicians. Also, that's not all. Mr. Tom Slick also promotes independent authors and independent filmmakers. So, yes. Stay off the grid and be independent. Go check out Mr. Tom Slick on The Morning Brew at 926theblitz.rocks. That's 926theblitz.rocks. 926theblitz.rocks. The Morning Brew with your host, Mr. Tom Slick. Yeah, folks. There we go. WTF is going on at CNN? Yeah, I'd like to know. Scandals explode for fake news all-stars April Ryan, Don Lemon, and Chris Cuomo. Slurs, sexual accusations, and assaults mire fake news network. Yes, let's just call it for what it is. It's fake news. They have been caught making stuff up. Green screen, I talked about that before the break. Something happening at CNN. No, we're not talking about the network's record low ratings. CNN anchors can't seem to stay out of trouble. This week, 3 different CNN anchors have been the focus of major controversies, and it's only Wednesday. What day is this, folks? Today is Thursday. This is from yesterday, 14th of August, 2019. Today is the 15th of August, 2019. Chris Fredo Cuomo on Monday, a video went viral showing Cuomo primetime host Chris Cuomo threatening to kill someone after the guy called him Fredo, a term referring to the dumbest, most treacherous brother in the Godfather movies. You ever seen The Godfather? Go check it out. Quote, here's what Chris Cuomo said. This is what he said. This is Chris Cuomo. This is what he said. Quote, punk-ass bitches from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN, unquote. Cuomo told the man before adding, quote, it's like the N-word for us. Is that a cool effing thing? Unquote. Eventually, the exchange escalated and Cuomo threatens to kill the guy. He should be arrested right there. He should be fired from CNN, arrested, and thrown in jail. Period. End of sentence. You can't make a threat to somebody. The cops are going to come along going, did you threaten that guy? Well, yeah. Turn around. We're putting the silver bracelets on you. I'm not even going to go on. You guys are going to have to check out the video yourself, if you would please. Thank you. He should be arrested. His ass should be thrown in jail. But because he makes the money he does, and because CNN has a little more money than he does, they'll get his ass out in like less than 24 hours. So there you go. It's up on Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. 14th of August, yesterday, 2019, CNN's Anderson Cooper says demographic decline of white Americans is, quote unquote, and this is him saying this, Anderson Cooper, exciting. Quote, it's an exciting evolution, unquote. I'm not even going to bother reading the rest of that. You guys can go check that out yourself. Okay? I'm just telling you what's going on, folks. I'm not, there you go, I'm just, A lot of news stories from yesterday I didn't get into, but here they are. 14th August 2019, leaked documents show Google actively targeting InfoWars for censorship. With censorship on the rise, it's critical you share this link. I will. A new Project Veritas bombshell exposes details how Google has broken its own search engine to algorithmically censor conservatives. Yeah, we all knew that, right? Startpage.com, go to any other search engine except for Google. And by the way, I know I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm seriously thinking on just dumping Facebook altogether. So, folks, if you want to know, I'm going over to MeWe.com. MeWe.com, I'm going to click on that now. MeWe.com is where you'll find me, okay? I am at Wayne S. Pierce on MeWe, all right? So, check me out over there. Now, Michael Vera answered a question I had. I said, who is MeWe connected to? And Michael Vera from LateNightInTheMidlands.com says, Before It's News, I think. So Before It's News, what is MeWe? Well, it's better than it's better than Facebook. But some people have already said, well, they're connected to this person and this is this and this organization and that. Bottom line it for you, folks. Unless somebody comes along and builds a brand new social networking site that allows, people to, allows free speech and all that, we're not going to have an area where we can go and express ourselves. Because Facebook is actively seeking to get rid of conservatives. Okay? I mean, that's pretty much what they're doing. They're shutting down, especially in this volatile presidential campaigning before the 2020 election. They're trying to shut down all conservatives everywhere. Why? Why are they doing that? Because they know that independent media, which I belong to, seriously will expose their criminal activities for what it is. That's mainly why they're trying to shut them down. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're all censoring people. And there's others, I think, but those are the main four. Of course, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so make it 3. Folks, we have a voice, and if our voice is stifled, suppressed in any way, then our voices are silent. And we won't get the information out there that is needed for other people to hear. And it literally comes down to this. It's your responsibility. No. Don't place that responsibility on anybody else except yourself. Responsibility to get your voice out there. And that's just the way it is. There's other places to do it. There's other places to go to get your voice heard. You don't have to use Twitter, Facebook. You don't have to use MeWe. You don't have to use any other platform except what you find to be free of all suppression from the creators of that social networking site. Now, there's been talk in the last several days about Twitter and Facebook and all these other ones, or not all these other ones, those are the two main ones that everybody uses. But I've heard talk where the federal government and the Federal Trade Commission needs to come in and break these companies up. Because, number one, they make too much money on ads. They make hundreds of millions of dollars every year. They are too politically connected and powerful in that they can tell the politicians what needs to happen. Instead of the politicians working for the people, they work for big companies like Facebook and Twitter and big tech and Google and all that. This country, politically, was designed of, by, and for the people. Until somebody decided that it was a good idea to have a big corporation fund a politician. When was the first lobbyist ever available to a politician? When did the first special interest group ever get their hands in the pockets of a politician? And that's where they're at. Lobbyists and special interest groups are in the pockets of politicians. Lobbyists put money in one pocket. Special interest groups put money in the other pocket. I'm telling you. That's how it works. The more money that you have, the better cushy office you have in Washington, D.C. Those offices that those politicians go to in Washington, D.C., no, big business, corporations buy those offices. It's not who runs on a platform that is productive and profitable and encouraging to other people. It's not any of that. It needs to go back to that, yes, but it's not that at all now. It's not who has the best idea for the sake of the people of the United States of America. It's not that. No. Let me give you two words, or let me give you a word split in two about how a politician gets elected. Cha-ching. It's all about the money, folks. It's all about the money. It has nothing to do with merit. And that is where I say we need to scrap this whole electoral system, get rid of the Electoral College, get rid of just get rid of it all. And if you still want to vote, which I think is a very, very good thing to do in a constitutional republic, we need merit voting. The experience of a politician who ran for mayor, who was elected to the county board of supervisors, who was pushed up into the state senate or, House of Representatives in your state, they need to have at least 12 to 16 years experience in leadership in a political position before ever being voted by merit only to be in Congress. That's the way it should be. In a constitutional republic, that's the way it should be. We're not a democracy. Look at every, quote unquote, in air quotes, democracy. Look at every single democracy in the world. Eventually they collapsed. Why? Because they allowed other political parties to be a part of their little group. Look what happened in Rome back in the day. It was a Roman republic, and we use a lot of those same procedures in Congress, coupled with the procedures in the Parliament from England. Okay? Go look at the procedures in Congress right now. They echo parliamentary procedures from England and the procedures from the Roman Republic. How did it become the Roman Empire? By somebody being so sociopathic and narcissistic that they thought that they can control people and make them do what they wanted them to do. And guess what? It was considered later, when it was an empire, it was considered a soft democracy. You'll never hear that. You'll never read that anywhere, but that's basically what it was. And from that point on, things grew. But every single country that has attempted to work within a confines of the principles and properties of a democracy have failed miserably. They eventually became communistic or socialistic, and we can just look at Venezuela right now and tell you how much socialism works. And that's what Bernie Sanders wants for this country. And Kamala Harris wants to take your guns. The only person that I think in the DNC or on the Democratic side that has any credibility from what I've seen, I need to look a little further. The only one that has any good ideas and any credibility whatsoever is Tulsi Gabbard. But again, she's Democrat. And again, the procedure by which a person runs in a campaign is going to completely change their identity when they go into Congress or when they become president. Unlike President Trump, he went in and he said, this is what I'm going to do. Do you know why he's not accomplished? He's accomplished a lot, but there's a few things that weren't accomplished. Do you know why? Because the Democrats. Because the Democrats. They hold up bills in the House. The Republicans put forth, they're just holding them up, and they're not going to sign them. They're not going to push them through the Senate. They're not going to push them through the House. They're not going to get them to the president's desk on time. So when they have a deadline, the Democrats are going, oh, we passed the deadline. Oh, sorry. We were too busy trying to destroy the country to ever care about what bills are going through Congress. It's pretty much what they're saying. Now, let me also say this on a personal note. I may have overlooked something. I may have missed something. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong. It just means I missed something. I'll go back and check it out. I'll see what I missed. So if you guys want to correct me out there, New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com. New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com. Put in the subject line radio so I know you heard this. Folks, I can't do this alone. I'm a one-man operation in this whole thing here at New West Radio Network. So if you want to contribute and help me keep the lights on around here, I would appreciate that a great deal. Thank you. Go to paypal.me/New West Radio. PayPal.me/New West Radio. Or if you don't want to use PayPal, use Patreon. Patreon.com/New West Productions. Patreon.com/New West Productions. I'm telling you, folks, I gotta, I'm looking to upgrade. I'm looking to do a little remodel here in the studio, and so I need your help. So paypal.me, paypal.me/New West Radio, or patreon.com/New West Productions. And if you have any questions, if you want to advertise on the network, I'm open for that too. It's going to cost you a lot less than a month's worth of lattes, I can tell you that much. So if you want to advertise on the network, please consider that. Email me at newwestradioproduktions@outlook.com. newwestradioproduktions@outlook.com. Folks, I think I have one more article I want to get to. According to the federal government, 19 million acres of farmland were not planted with crops this year. This is a crisis that is going to affect all of us. Michael Snyder, IntoTheAmericanDream.com, 15th of August, 2019. Thank you, Michael Snyder. If that headline sounds really bad to you, that is because the situation that we are facing is really bad. Over the past few months, Michael Snyder says, I have written article after article about the unprecedented crisis that U.S. farmers are facing this year. In those articles, Michael Snyder says, I have always said that millions of acres of farmland did not get planted this year because, as he says, I knew that we did not have a final number yet. He goes on to say, Michael Snyder, IntoTheAmericanDream.com, says, well, now we do. It is extremely troubling, of course. There are some people out there that do not even believe that we are facing a crisis, and that a few have been accusing or have accused me of overstating the severity of the problems that U.S. farmers are currently dealing with. As Michael Snyder says, that sadly, things are not as bad as I thought. The truth is that they are even worse. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, crops were not planted on 19.4 million acres of U.S. farmland this year. The following comes directly from the official website of the USDA. So there you go, folks. And China is wanting to buy food and all that from us. We don't. 20 million acres, that's a lot, folks. That's a huge number, okay? That's just a huge number. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I don't. The article goes on to say, so this is the largest number that the USDA has ever reported for a single year. It is nearly 17.5 million acres greater than last year's final tally of less than 2 million acres. Michael Snyder says, if you have been following my articles on a regular basis, then you know exactly why this has happened. The middle of the nation was absolutely pummeled by an endless rain and unprecedented flooding throughout the first half of 2019, and this new USDA report shows that the vast majority of the acres that were not planted come from the Midwest of the country. Of course, 19.4 million acres that were not planted are only part of the story. It's up on Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. Go check it out, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm baffled every day when I hear a Democrat talk, because I know they're full of crap. Every single one of them. Every single one of them, even their constituents, they're just full of crap because they think that certain things have to be a certain way. Well, basically, let me translate that. It has to be their way. That's the Democrat mantra. Our way or no way. That's their mantra. The Republicans are holding the door for the Democrats in Congress and holding the door open going, hey, guys, have a nice day. We'll have lunch later. The Republicans are not doing a damn thing to stop any of this. They're not. And as far as I'm concerned, they're just as worthless as the Democrats. That's why we have Democratic Socialist and Republican Fascist. A little side note. Did you know that we have a Democratic Socialists of America? Did you know that we have a socialist, we have organizations such as the Socialists of America and the Fascists of America, and we have all these. It's all here. Because we live in a country that has given people the protection to do and create whatever it is they want to do and create respectively. So in other words, if you want a Satanist organization, yeah, you can have it. Freedom of religion. Freedom of expression. You want to have a communist group for America? Yeah, go ahead. This is the problem with a constitutional republic. When you allow all this stuff to happen, well, let me put it to you this way. Let me make this clear. As of right now, the idea and the principles of peace, freedom, liberty, and security under a constitutional republic are skating on thin ice and are about ready to go away because somebody in their limited mindset created what we now know as a quote-unquote democracy. Folks, the United States of America is a democratic socialist country. It has been that way for I don't know how many years, probably a few, probably a couple of dozen, maybe a few decades, maybe a century and a half, I don't know. But we are a constitutional republic, period. And by allowing the democratic socialist to say, well, these people need this, and they start pushing their agenda, chances are we're going to collapse because every single democracy in the world has collapsed by allowing things that we have allowed for the last 100+ years. And if we don't stand strong on the principles of peace, freedom, liberty, and security of this nation and uphold the principles of a constitutional republic, we are done. That's why I don't think I agree with former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura when he says that we don't need political parties. I absolutely agree with that. We need to get rid of them. I go one step further, merit voting. If they haven't spent 6 to 8 to 12 years in a leadership position in politics, they should not be voted to go to Congress. If they've done a good job, great, send them to Congress. If they've done a piss poor job, fire their ass. Don't even send them to Congress. Merit voting. Would it work? Somebody tell me if it will or not. New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com. New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com. Go to newwestproductions.weebly.com or this show, the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com for more information. And folks, there's always going to be conflict. Remember that. How are you going to react to it? Think about that one. Folks, New West Radio Productions at Outlook.com, the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.